Picture this, towering kaijus rising from the depths of the ocean, wreaking havoc on cities with humanity on the brink of annihilation. Our only defense, you might ask? Massive, human-piloted robots built to fight these monsters head-on. Pacific Rim isn't just a movie, it's a tribute to everything we love about kaiju and mecha movies, with a modern twist. But what makes it so memorable, and more importantly, does it still hold up as one of the best monsterverse mech films of its time? Let's suit up and dive into the world of Pacific Rim. Quick little side note, I am indeed sick. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I wanted to make sure to get this video out on time for you guys. Welcome back to another movie review. Today, we're exploring Pacific Rim, Guillermo del Toro's 2013 blockbuster that combines the larger-than-life excitement of kaiju battles with the emotional resonance of human connections. This film was an instant classic for the sci-fi fans and anime enthusiasts alike, packing in everything from giant robot fights to surprisingly emotional storytelling. But while it's undeniably spectacular, Pacific Rim has its share of hiccups that are worth exploring. I'll keep spoilers to a minimum, so whether you're revisiting the movie or experiencing it for the first time, you're in for a treat. And with that being said, let's jump right into the review. The movie kicks off with the emergence of Kaiju, enormous monsters that rise from the breach in the Pacific Ocean and unleash devastation on humanity. In response, humans create Jaegers, colossal, human-piloted robots designed to take these monsters head-on. These aren't just giant machines though. Jaeger pilots are connected through the drift, a neural link that synchronizes their minds, memories, and emotions, making teamwork as important as the fight itself. This is where we meet Rayleigh Beckett, a former Jaeger pilot who tragically lost his brother and his co-pilot during a brutal kaiju attack. Devastated, Rayleigh quits the program only to be called back years later when humanity is faced with its greatest threat yet. This is also where we meet Meiko Mori, a determined and talented rookie with a tragic past of her own. She's eager to prove herself, but the drift demands trust, so her and Rayleigh must learn to overcome their fears and work together to officially pilot the Jaeger known as Gypsy Danger, one of the last remaining Jaegers. Now, here's where things really begin to heat up. The film isn't just about giant robots punching monsters, it's about the bond between pilots. The drift forces Rayleigh and Meiko to face their past traumas and lean on each other for emotional strength, turning their partnership into the heart of the movie. The emotional depth here isn't just a side note, it's what elevates the stakes and makes everything feel personal. And speaking of the battles, wow, the action sequences in Pacific Rim are nothing short of spectacular. Each Jaeger feels like its own character, from Gypsy Danger's raw strength to Striker Eureka's high-tech precision. Watching Gypsy wield a cargo ship as a weapon or take on a kaiju with a plasma cannon, it's pure cinema magic. And let's not forget the kaijus themselves. Each one is uniquely terrifying, with incredible designs that make every encounter unforgettable. But what really sets Pacific Rim apart is how it balances its epic scale with its human moments. Whether it's a high-octane battle or a quiet moment of reflection, this movie never loses sight of its characters. Guillermo del Toro combines jaw-dropping visuals and heartfelt storytelling, creating a film that's as emotional as it's action-packed. The result? You get a blockbuster that's as much about humanity's resilience as it is about monster-smashing robots. I'm going to include the minimal spoiler review, but you're going to want to hear what I have to say and what the best moment in this movie is. One of the standout scenes, and arguably one of the most iconic moments in the film, is the battle in Hong Kong. Walk with me here. A neon lit city, torrential rain, and Gypsy Danger, sparring off against multiple kaijus. The stakes are sky high, the visuals are jaw-dropping, and the fight choreography is masterful. Watching Gypsy Danger drag a massive cargo ship through the streets and use it as a makeshift sword it's awesome. And while we're on the topic of swords, let's talk about Gypsy Danger's secret weapon, a retractable sword. And you get to see this in action when it slices through a kaiju mid-air. But you can't help but wonder, why didn't they use that from the start? I personally think they got the swords out way too late. They could have killed the first kaiju so soon with the swords. Now that we know about the golden moment, let's talk about my personal likes and dislikes. Okay, so there's so much to appreciate about Pacific Rim, so let's talk about it. Chemistry between Rayleigh and Meiko. Their dynamic is the emotional core of the film. Unlike many of action movies that force a romantic subplot, Pacific Rim focuses on partnership built on mutual respect and trust. Their bond feels authentic, making their journey all the more compelling. Now that we talked about the chemistry, let's talk about some of the action sequences. The battles are nothing short of spectacular. Del Toro's attention to detail shines through in every frame, from the way the Jaegers move to the creative tactics used in combat. These aren't just mindless brawls, they're intricately choreographed showdowns where every punch, blast, and kaiju roar feels purposeful. But the Jaegers designs and action sequences aren't the only very impressive thing about this movie. Now we're going to talk about the Kaijus. Each Kaiju has a unique design and fighting style, whether it's the brute strength of the leatherback or the aerial menace of Otachi. The Jaegers too are full of personality. Gypsy Danger feels like a scrappy underdog, while Striker Eureka is military minded. Now we're going to segue to the drift mechanic. Although this mechanic is awesome, because of the connection of two pilots sharing memories, it really adds an emotional layer of complexity to the movie. But I do have some dislikes about this mechanic. And with that being said, we're going to jump into the dislikes. Okay, so my dislikes aren't major critiques in this movie. There's just some minor things I didn't really like. Like we just spoke about the drift mechanic. Although it is awesome and compelling, the drift mechanic is very underexplored. I just wish it was more explored and fully explained. Also, as we previously mentioned, the weapons, they really underutilized the sword. I don't know why it took them till the third act to finally start using their swords as weapons. It's appalling, because the story would have been drastically different and they could have killed kaijus way easier. Now that we've went over my dislikes, let's talk about why it works overall. This is why it works overall. At its heart, Pacific Rim succeeds because it's a perfect blend of a spectacle and heart. The film isn't just about giant robots fighting monsters. It's about humanity's resilience, teamwork, and the ability to overcome personal trauma. Rayleigh Mako's journey grounds the story, giving us characters to root for amid the chaos. Guillermo del Toro's direction elevates the entire experience. His love for the genre is evident in every frame. From the intricate kaiju designs to the tactical feel of the Jaegers, del Toro understands the importance of scale, whether it's a massive size of the kaijus or the emotional stakes of the drift. Feel appreciated and in detail. And one of the main reasons this film stands out is because of its commitment to practical effects and the detailed world building. The Jaegers feel weighty and real, their movements reflecting the massive machinery they present. Like when they take a step, they break concrete. It's details like this that really keep you immersed in the story and the movie overall. Thank you for joining me in today's minimal spoiler review. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out my previous video. You'll see it on screen now. I put a lot of work in these videos and I try to improve on each one. So if you could check it out, it tells the algorithm that my videos are worth watching. And as always, stay curious and let's keep the conversation going.